Hello YouTube, this is Crazy Cool New Yorker coming at you today. Oh man, it is gorgeous out today, isn't it? Oh, look at that, a motorcycle festival. I'm glad I put it on video. I'm gonna zoom in on that and see when that is. But as I was saying, it is beautiful outside today. It's a good day to ride. I actually started off a little late. I had to go to church in the morning, you know, it's Sunday, so I had to make sure I got the blessing in, and then I came home. And it's going to be a short ride today, so because there's a carnival in town where we are, and I promised my little man I won't be out long, so I'm going to get about 4 hours in. I left out about 12. I'll be back home by 4. I'm at the halfway point, so what I'm doing now is just slowly starting to make my way back down. Actually, not slowly. I'm going to go up a little bit more, and then I'll make my way back down. Ah, very nice. So how's everyone? How's everyone doing? I've been watching some good videos. You know, I apologize, but, you know, I've just been so hectically busy. I haven't been able to see everyone's videos like I usually do. So now, I'm trying to play catch-up. You know, kind of like a binge watching everyone's videos and stuff like that. And I've been loading up my videos. What I've done is I preloaded up a bunch of them, and then I just set it to come on at a certain time, because I know, you know, when it comes out on a Friday, you know how I used to do it. It was a Friday and a Monday, but editing, short time in the day, not able to do everything I need to do. So I found it best that I just kind of like load up a bunch of videos I found, and then just basically let them come out, and then I try to answer the questions or any comments, not questions, or comments back. So my blog today is a little touchy, you know, and I'm actually kind of sad, or not sad, yeah, just a little troubled that I have to make a video like this, and it's basically the ugliness inside. You know, I've noticed, and I've said this before, that I don't talk any religious on this YouTube thing or the political YouTube thing, because, you know, that's a touchy subject in my area for a lot of people. Now, yes, I say I go to church and stuff like that, but that's not really delving into anything. But I've noticed with the elections going on and all, unfortunately, with the thing with the cops and just the world in general, is causing people to, and just, you think you would thank you, because I was wondering what you were doing there. You would think, let me say that again, with everything going on, you would think that certain people you know would act a certain way. But it seems like it's the total opposite. I mean, these are people that I've been friends with for 5+ years, you know? And I have friends of all nationality backgrounds. I do not walk up to a person and ask them, what is your political standing? Or I do not introduce myself as being this type of party. When I meet a person, or if we're working together, or we're put together by chance or whatever, I say hello, and I get to learn about the person, and they get to learn about me as a person. At no time do I get up there and say, hey, are you a Democrat? Are you a Republican? It doesn't concern me, because I'm judging you on the character of who you are that you're presenting to me at this time. And as time goes on, you know, the friendship flourishes. It goes into a new direction where, you know, you consider yourself friends, whether it be neighbors, whether it be somebody you see once a month or once a year, I don't know. But once, you know, once a person gets that friendship title, it means something. So my wife and I, we have people that we consider friends, and we're looking at the postings that they're putting on YouTube. Now, we're very respectful. If you believe in a certain situation, that is your belief. It is not for us to judge you, because we're not here to judge you on that nature. But when you start putting stuff on Facebook that is borderline racial, or showing some type of hate to a certain type of religious background, political background, social background, or heritage, which I'm basically saying racial background, what do you think people are going to? Let me say that. What do you think is how do you think it's going to be accepted? Are you looking to stir up emotions? If you are, that I mean, you're doing it. You know, you're doing a great job. But what are you looking to do? If you put one of my friends that all said that all Democrats should just die. Like every single one of them should just die. All Democrats should die. And we're looking at them like, but dang, that's kind of harsh to say. And I'm not saying I'm a Democrat. I'm not saying that I'm a Republican. I am what I am. But if I was a Republican and I said all Democrats should die, that's a bad thing. If I'm a Democrat and I say all Republicans should die, that's a bad thing. I'm generalizing a whole entire belief due to unfortunate circumstances. And again, I'm not here to debate on Republicans or Democrats or whatever, or you're independent. I don't care. I'm going to judge you on how you treat everyone around you. If you're a jerk, hey, I don't think you have many friends. I mean, but if you're downright a nice person and you meant good, whether you're whatever political party you're in, it will show. But I'm amazed at how many people are putting up borderline racial comments towards each other's party. And it's sad. I mean, I find it very concerning, really. I have a friend that I've known for years, you know, and my wife brought to my attention of a posting he put up. And I really don't read everyone's posts on Facebook or Twitter or stuff like that. I mean, I'm not that, oh, I gotta read all the posts, you know. I mainly look at your pictures, click like, you know, if you're doing something special, you know, I may make a comment like that. But I'm not gonna sit there and monitor everyone's posting. To me, I'm just too old for that. I'm not in my 20s. That's not something I have time to do. But when a person that I know of starts making comments and it's racial, it's more racial motivated. It's not proving a point of why we should look in this direction. It's more of you, them, they, this is, and stuff like that. It starts to question the friendship. It starts to question, well, if you feel that way about them, what do you think of me? I mean, and we're all in that same type of boat. You know, I don't want anybody to think, you know, just because I am African descent, I think I'm better than anyone else. I think we're all here as equal. And when it's our time to go for judgment, all this outer layer is going to be peeled back, and our Creator will look at our soul, and that doesn't have a complexion. It's going to have a blueprint of how we lived our lives, and what did we do while we were here. That's what I believe. You know, this outer flesh thing, that's just something that's holding our spirit. It's just a shell. So, but I look at it and I'm like, wow, why would he put that up there? Why would she put that up there? And it causes concern. And I understand if you're upset, sometimes people just vent, because we're human. We have every right to vent. But then when you're putting stuff up there that is just downright insulting, downright, I would say backwards thinking at times. Like, you know, we're not in the 50s and 60s. What are you talking about? You know, it's very concerning. And then it makes you question that friendship. Sometimes I don't even want to look at the posting no more, because it makes me question the friendship. I'm just like, I can't read it no more, because if I see you, I'm going to look at you with a side eye. And being who I am, I'm going to question you about it, you know. I know of a perfect example. This was maybe about, I'm going to say 4 or 5 years ago. I had a friend. We're still friends today. I shouldn't say I had a friend. I have a friend that he decided to put some stuff up on Facebook, and he was voicing his opinion and stuff like that. And in the beginning, he was making valid points. But I guess as more people were commenting, his valid points became more race focused than anything else. And then the race focus became more putting down, put in one's place. They're not this, they're not that. And I said, well, holy cow, you know, what is this? But actually, it wasn't I who first noticed it. It was our friends that noticed it. Our mutual friends called me up and said, hey, did you see what such and such is putting on Facebook? And I said, nah, I really haven't been paying attention to it, you know. But it made me curious now that everyone's called me up. So I went on there, and I was just like, okay, what the heck is this? And the last part he put was so insulting. I had to call him on it. I called him up, and I questioned him. And he was like, whoa, it wasn't meant to be like that, and I don't want you to think that way. I'm not like that. And he actually came over to my house and apologized for all of that. I drove up and said, hey, it's not like that. Nope, not one bit. You know, it's not like that. And then he got on Facebook and he put exactly what he meant. But sometimes people take your wording wrong. So you got to be careful what you put out there. I mean, it just makes me question. I was like, we could be such a powerful nation if we can just stand together. But unfortunately, we let the smallest things bring the ugliness out in us. And I don't like that. I don't like us showing the world just how ugly we can be. And yes, we're human and we have our imperfections. But we don't need the world to look at us and laugh at us. Especially when we're trying to be a trendsetter, something that a modeled, as I would say, a modeled country. Like, you know, our beliefs are something that you should look forward to believing in, and look at how we're all living together as unity. And it's never going to be perfect. We're human. We're a imperfect species. But you don't have to go so angrily racial. I mean, stay focused to the point that you want to make. Anybody can get on the net and just curse. And yes, people will love it. They will click 1,000,000 times. We love it. Curse some more. You know, yeah, F them, and yeah, F them, because you're inspiring hate. It is so easily to hate. It takes more energy for you to get on Facebook or Twitter, write something creative, and stay focused, and inspire and then challenge the mind. But anyone can get up there and drop the 4 words or the 4-letter word or the D, you know, anyone. And you don't have to make sense. You can just go, this, blah, 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 and you would get a bunch of likes on it. You could just rant and be angry. It's so easy to be angry. But it's very challenging to be inspiring and challenge the person's mind. Make them think. That's what I want you to want. That's what I would like for people to do. If you believe something very strongly, don't get upset and start cursing people out because they don't believe in what you believe in. Make them think. Make them think. Ask them. You know, have an engaging conversation. Don't insult. I hate seeing that. If someone doesn't believe what you believe in, the first thing you want to do is insult them. You want to call them stupid. You want to call them dumb. You want to go F this guy and F that girl and all this other stuff. I think that's the dumbest thing you could do because they stop listening to you. So, our last story that kind of proves a point was I have a friend, and she's of an interracial marriage. Her parents are interracial, are of different culture background. And it doesn't make a difference what their background is, but she's an interracial child through an interracial marriage. And she is married, and she has uncles. And unfortunately, during the presidential election, her uncles decided to voice their opinion on how they felt about the election. But I guess they missed the focus point of why they was voicing their opinion. Because then it went from how they felt to more racial. And what ended up happening was the sons his nephew and daughter, nephew and niece, so silly, brought it to their mother's attention. They said, well, look what Uncle such and such is putting on Facebook. And it was no longer about the presidential election. It was more about culture. And it became race hate, basically. And she read it, and now she's got upset, and she ended up driving way up to Connecticut, and to confront the uncle. And he was like, I never meant for it to be like that. And she goes, well, they're reading it, and that's what they're getting. So he got all bent out of shape, and now he drove all the way back to New York because he doesn't want his niece and nephew to think he's some type of, racial bigot. But the damage was done. It was on Facebook. It was there. I mean, you couldn't get around it. He wrote a whole bunch of stuff, and they was reading it, and it got to the point where they had to show their mother. And sometimes when you put stuff on the web, it hits home, and it hits closer to the home than you ever thought it would. So I just ask everybody to, when you post stuff, think about it. Think what you're posting. Don't just post stuff up to get a rise out of people, because sometimes it hits close to home. You may not know that your spouse is of an interracial relationship, and they just don't want to tell you. Or your best friend, maybe feeling a certain way because you posted that up there. You don't know. And you may have to deal with the consequences. So I just had to talk about that a little. Nothing too crazy. Sorry if I blabbed a little, but it just was concerning. So I'm going to end it with, this is crazy cool, New Yorker. Just think about what you say, people. Think about what you say. Thank you, and ride safe.